Hello, students. Are you ready for the dictation? Start. 46. There also exists recruitment rules framed by public authorities prohibiting consideration of the candidature of any selectee, howsoever high he might have ranked in the merit list for an appointment if he is an accused in a criminal case and has been arrested in connection with investigation thereof. The fundamental principle of criminal jurisprudence that an accused is presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty would seem to be forsaken in such a case. One of the reasons for imposition of such a restriction is because of the nature of the responsibility the appointee may have to shoulder. The rationale often hinges on the nature of the position sought, with a recognition that certain roles demand an intensive and raised level of scrutiny. A selectee does not have an indefeasible right of appointment, but he does have, to a limited extent, a right of consideration, which itself is a fundamental right under Article 16 of the Constitution. No employer, in the ordinary course of business, would keep the doors of employment ajar for such a selectee to enable him to join, subject to his securing an honorable acquittal in the criminal trial. Para change. 47. In our country, laws are in place, enacted by the legislature, or framed by the executive, in terms of delegated power, to prevent any individual from entering public service if he has criminal antecedents and or has been in custody in connection with an investigation any time prior to applying for a post. While the laws would seem to require that anyone desirous of entering public service should have a blemishless and untainted profile, ironically, it is not a rare occurrence that a very few lawmakers create difficult situations for themselves and seek to be treated in a manner different from how a common job aspirant seeking to enter public service is treated. It is lamentable that what is preached by the lawmakers as a body is seen not to be put in practice by those erring lawmakers, and the general feeling is that while stringent laws are enacted for the common man to abide by, it is the influential and the mighty that escape the rigors of law by misusing their status and position. Considering the approach that the law requires to adopt in respect of public services, should the approach be different in a scenario of automatic disqualification as per Section 8 of the Act? In a case of proved guilt resulting in conviction recorded by a competent court, the presumption of innocence till proved guilty has no place and loses its sway. The fact that the court is approached by a parliamentarian legislator by itself should not be viewed with such importance and indispensability that his status should tilt the scales in his favor. To our mind, the answers, as traced through the aforesaid legal and constitutional framework, would unerringly be in the negative. All the courts of law are bound by the preambular promise of the Constitution of India to provide equal treatment to one and all before them if they are similarly placed. Any differentiation in approach and outcome ought to stand on solid foundation. Thank you, students. Over.